Thank you so much, everyone. My name's
Раз, два,
Bloopy.
три.
I am, as
У
was
нас
sadly a couple days
в
ago, the
эфире
former
Блупи
world record holder for this game, and
и
I'm very honored to be here to
Pitfall,
represent it in front
The
of you.
Lost Expedition.
These are my co-commentators. I've got two with me in person and one online. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, I'm Avasam. I've been speedrunning, glitch hunting, routing this game for the major part of the past 5 years. Recently,
В общем-то, это
focusing
последняя
on
игра, которая у
first
нас в
engineering
этом
and
блоке
PC
перед
version
Worms
for
Reloaded.
Hi, I'm Gary J.
Так
I
что
bopped J once, and I've been around for a very long time. I've been a glitch
25-минутный
hunter
ран.
now.
Закончим,
Somewhat
наверное,
recently, not active, but we're getting back into
минут
the game.
за
Very
20,
fun.
надеюсь. Ладно, 24-25
Yeah,
будет. И вы сразу видите довольно-таки интересное меню. Как я понимаю, это запустили GameCube-версию. Да, это GameCube-версия. Вы можете видеть у раннера в руках GameCube геймпад. Вот, да. Обожаю GameCube геймпад. Кто его придумал, я не представляю, но Nintendo просто обожает геймпады изобретать.
Right here, folks.
Heck yeah.
All right. If that's all out of the way, then we should be ready to go in 3, 2, 1.
One, go. Все. Pitfall начался.
Alright, we're starting the game by defeating the penultimate boss of the game, because that makes sense.
So what you're going to be seeing Bloopy do here is run and jump kicking in the top left corner of Jaguar. And for this first fight, you can literally just do this in a circle. This is the fastest way to do this.
Сейчас
The only other note that you're going to see is
мы делаем два рывка, один прыжок, один удар, и целимся в левую сторону этого ягуара,
when it comes to movement in this game, walking
поэтому
is
очень
the
легко
slowest
ему
way to
накидываем,
run. For
просто
shorter
загнав
distances,
его в
we are
цикл.
going to be punching,
И это финальный босс
and
игры.
longer distances,
Все,
we're going to
ран
be
закончился.
rolling and jumping.
Но нас отматывает во времени на 24 часа назад, где у нас
Movement is really fun
упал
in this
самолетик.
game, and there's a really high skill ceiling for how fastly you can be platforming. In this first level here,
Вот здесь
for
вот
the platforming,
раннеры
you're
сразу
going to
говорят,
see,
что
and coming up, you're going to see
передвижение в этой игре очень важное, и то, как вы двигаетесь, является самым важным разрывом в времени прохождения, то есть основной... Блин, как по-русски это?
As a note about triple jumps,
Основной определитель навыка раннера и отличительная черта того, кто занимает более высокие места на спидран-коме, это то, как игрок двигается. Вот.
Yeah, it's 2 frames, but thankfully it's a pretty consistent timing, so you can get the hang of it pretty quick.
Coming up here, there's going to be
Вечный
some
удар,
monkeys that
не
have
повезло, не повезло.
a special feature to them where whenever they are off screen, they cannot wake up. Here it doesn't really matter, but that's going to be important.
Сейчас он говорит, что вот эти вот обезьянки не могут проснуться, пока
Oh my gosh, this
они находятся вне видимости на экране. И хоть сейчас это не важно, это очень пригодится на миссиях по скрытности. О, идеальный клип через ворота, пропускаем целый уровень.
Just keep that in
Real
mind.
quick, what we're going to see here, this is called alter
Они
scope.
говорят, пока что просто
I've lost
запомните
so many
это, мы
runs
вернемся
to
к
this, so
этому.
let's see if Bloopy can pull it off. Normally you're intended to climb a tower and pull a ladder to open up this gate. However, with really
По умолчанию вот
fast
здесь вот мы
movement,
должны
gate to
опустить
explode.
лестницу и все
You can't
такое.
do that, however,
Но
you're gonna see us using a triple jump here to get over the gate. So this is
сейчас
the backup strat.
мы используем
I've
небольшой
watched
клип.
several runs to this.
The difficult part is you have to be in ball in order to do triple jumps, as you see. So it's on a
Easy.
rock that's slanted, so it's really tight.
Triple jump timing
В общем-то,
changes when you are
очень
on the
такой
slope. It's still 2 frame, but the timing of the 2 frame changes
небольшой
slightly,
спот
so
на
that
камне
makes
есть,
it
от которого мы можем
more.
отпрыгнуть и
Alright, coming up
сделать
here
тройной
in
прыжок.
Great tree, and statues are some very, very vertical level that had a lot of optimization lately, thanks to a button challenge that we started. So shout out to the Blue2 who found a ton of saves. This level can, in theory, be completed in only 8 jumps, which is quite impressive.
Oop, gotta come down.
Coming back to the gate flip earlier, you'll notice that this game is in the same vein as DK64 when it comes to walls. Most of the time, they are merely a suggestion.
Yeah. So coming up, we're going to our first main checkpoint of the game. Most of the checkpoints, story-wise, can be skipped. However, but to unlock the final boss, we do need to do a couple things. We need to go to a place called St. Clair's Camp. In order to unlock that, we're going to go to a hidden cave in Bittenbinder. So coming up right here is the Bitten Binder out of bounds.
Сейчас нам рассказывают о том, что есть несколько обязательных чекпоинтов, которые мы должны активировать в прохождении, чтобы попасть к финальному боссу, а часть из них мы пропускаем.
But by accessing this, we're able to access a very important story point. And then later on, we'll be brought back, and we can actually, there's actually a wall that's still there, but thankfully it's only solid from one side, so we can actually go through. Right, so this is a very important part of the run.
Oh. That's fine. There is a backup.
Yeah.
So basically, what we try to do is to land on a very, very thin part of the wall and use that to then fall in between and out of bounds ones and in bounds to get into this area right now. And we can hit the
Вот сейчас вот нам рассказывают о том, что это не полностью out of bounds, потому что мы попадаем в пространство между стеной, которая отделяет ООБ от основной части игры. И стена, которая является красивой заглушкой, которую не видит игрок, из-за которой не может попасть. Получается, вот есть место прослойки между стен, в которые мы попадаем вот в части ООБ, которую мы сейчас прошли.
Much love from the other, much cooler side of the world. P.S. No one has ever hit perfect second wave in a marathon run.
Ooh.
Them's the fighting words.
As far as I'm aware, only 2 people have ever hit it in a run, so...
It's a marathon run, anything can happen.
Yeah. All right, so right here, got a couple things to explain. First of all, we'll be getting Rising Strike as we were supposed to first time we entered this level. Which gives us access to the sling as well. The sling is
Сразу, как только мы дошли до этого уровня, мы получили Rising Strike, восходящий удар.
You'll notice that we get the sling in 2 item slots right now, the first and the second one. This is extremely important to the routing of this game. Normally, when you get an item, the game is going to give you the item in your first free slot. Except for the first 4 items, which are intended to be the canteen first, the sling second, the torch third, and the shield fourth, where the game also hard codes it to be into a specific slot. So what ends up happening is that we get the sling in our first free slot, then we also get the sling in our second hard coded slot. Now the reason why this matters is that much later in the run, we want to get TNT, as we mentioned, but we only have up to 4 slots for that are free. And if we get the TNT as our 5th, the TNT is going to go in our bag, and we will not have access to it. You're supposed to unlock the ability to swap items around, and we are going to be skipping that. A bit of a sling RNG.
Вот сейчас нам рассказывают о том, что очень важно, что мы получаем в неправильной последовательности предметы, потому что игра имеет хардкод, который четко установлен, что она заполняет все свободные слоты при получении первых 4 предметов. И поскольку мы пропускаем первые 4 предмета, которые захардкожены в порядке получения, она заполняет нам все вот эти свободные слоты одним и тем же предметом. И нам потребуется взрывчатка на 4-й слот. А способность переключать предметы нам недоступна из-за того, что мы ее пропускаем. Из-за этого нам очень важно получить предметы в правильной и неправильной последовательности.
We are able to skip the torch item.
It used to be thought to be mandatory to skip the torch for this route to even work. As I said, if we get the torch right now, it's going to be in our 3rd item slot, right? Which means that we're not going to have any place left for TNT. Right here in Battered Bridge, if Blue P falls off this bridge, it's all the way back to the beginning, so let's try to be cautious about that.
Сейчас, если мы упадем с этого моста, то это полностью откинет нас на начало моста, поэтому падать нежелательно. И сразу прыгаем от дерева на скалу.
So, you know, if you're watching
Большинство из трюков в этой игре
first of all, if you're impressed by what
имеют
you're seeing, we're really glad of,
альтернативный вариант, который очень простой для новичков.
Don't be afraid to pick this game up because the tricks looks hard or impressive. By the way,
Good job, good job.
yeah. Yeah, sim walking, and if you fall, you have to redo
Но
the entire
комментатор
thing, so
говорит, что не бойтесь пробовать эту игру, и если вам кажутся эти трюки сложными, потому что очень легкие альтернативы есть.
Essentially, developers give you a little bit of leeway when you walk off a ledge in order to input a jump. It's usually just kind of like a refreshing. It's usually just a little bit of leeway to jump off, but we're gonna kind of abuse that right here. Pitfall Harry gets a lot of coyote time, so right up here, we're gonna be quiet for a sec. Oh yeah. All right, yeah, that's
nice.
A very tight jump, and you can't hug the wall either because it slows down your momentum a little bit.
we have time for at least another donation while we walk to our next destination.
Yeah, of course. I just really want to update everybody real quick. We have 2 new incentives open. Enable entropy conditions for 30XX and pet the RoboCat for 30XX. We have a $5 donation from Siren saying, shout out to all the night owls supporting the runners. AGDQ, hype.
Heck yeah.
All right, so up next, we're... Ooh, try not to die there.
You can get soft
you got
there.
Yeah, you can get real unlucky.
You got mangoed. Oops.
All right, so we're gonna
Ему очень не повезло.
collect his idols. Explorers give 5 idols, so that's a
Ему
bit
накидали
faster. And
обезьянки.
idols in this game are a currency to buy some upgrades to shamans. This is going to come up again later, but basically we're gonna try to buy breakdance to work around not having a specific item. Right now, Bloopy is going almost blind through this dark cave because we don't have the torch. Luckily, we have a pretty standard setup of spin kicks and punches to make it true.
So coming up here is another skip called Monkey Temple Skip, but first we are going to come down to this bottom platform, and this is going to give us Heroic Dash. Also what you're going to see is this little cutscene skip that lets us get to the top platform. This is a little slower in any percent, but it's flashy and fun. What you see now is we have Heroic Dash, which is the fastest way to move in the game. By mashing this button, you can dash and move much faster. So any chance we get, we are going to be dashing.
First try.
Oh, very good. That second part can be pretty inconsistent. Now this is called Monkey Temple Skip. Normally in the game, it intends you to beat these 3 different animal temples. However, of course, this is a speed run, and we're able to skip all 3 of them. Monkey Temple Skip only ever ends up unlocking this door, but if we go out of bounds and go around it, we don't need to unlock the door.
Yeah, there's actually 4 different.
Вот сейчас вот мы прошли за дверь, которую должны были открывать, но пройдя все в ООБ, мы просто упали в триггер и прошли.
Also, next level, I don't know if you want to heal. Yeah. Loopy, do you want to heal next level or temple teleporters?
He's holding his breath. He has to give him a second.
Yeah.
In this next part, there's actually a new strat that was recently found by, I believe, Blue. Shout out again to the A button challenge from it, where we can actually just skip going down here. It's very, very minor thing, but I find it pretty interesting. You can jump on top of this tree, which usually damages you.
Could
by
be
using
risky
a
at
spin
1
kick.
health though. Oh, going for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Never mind.
fine.
Well, usually you can jump on top of that tree and just completely skip doing that rock section. Again, shout out to the A button challenge.
Coming up in this level is actually the very first sequence break that was found in this game. And by scaling this wall, we can get to the teleporter room, which is essentially this game's fast travel system. This lets us get to the end section of the game pretty quickly. And this was found many years ago.
There is a lot happening in the next level, so pay attention in the snow level that's coming up. First of all, we're gonna go through a wall. It's really hard, trust me, but I don't have time to explain it. The most important part is that right after that, Bloopy's gonna have to do an item slide. Item slides basically are the fact that when you are on ice, when you start moving or stop moving, the game is going to give a bit of like velocity to Harry to do that ice sliding effect. We can abuse that by with another trick where if you pull out or put away an item, during that animation, the game ignores wall collisions. So if we
Вот сейчас вот
start
нам нужно
a slide,
взрывчатка,
cancel
чтобы
our movement by
взорвать
pulling
лед.
out the item, and then,
Но мы
being against a wall, we could
проталкиваем
flip through
себя
the wall
изо
just
льда
like this.
через
And
объекты.
then, a very, very
Из-за
risky
того,
part
что
is
нас
done. All right, now we
лед
can-
толкает
Yeah,
скольжением.
it's a very blink and you miss it
И
trick,
мы
but,
из-за этого
it
можем
is
клипнуться
very
через
imperative throughout the
какой-то
fight for
объект
time saves.
или
Right now, you see
текстурку.
we access that geyser. We're not really supposed to access that until we get our next item. It's meant to be fast travel after you beat the mountain area, but we were able to clip through the wall and access that. That essentially skips the entire mountain area.
And another temple.
And another temple. And that leads us to coming to the sled run. That's a bit of an auto-scroller, but coming up is going to be a fight that gets us TNT. And that is really the last thing that is holding back any percent from just going to beat the final boss. We'll enlighten you all a little bit in a minute, but you got...
I mean, we can talk about it now, but
There's a wall that we can skip it, but if we go to the
Интересные
load zone,
конструкции,
we'll
конечно, у
stop it.
нас на
It'll be-
пути стоят
we'll be
такие.
stuck
Не хотелось бы
walking,
таким
waiting
пол
to
бы
get to a certain
получить.
position, but the wall's in the way.
Yeah.
By getting the TNT, you can obviously destroy the wall. There have been countless theories. There's something, one of my favorites, called Saint Yeet Skip. You get the shield and you bounce some TNT towards the wall. It's just so close, but it's
yeah.
our last hurdle.
all right, here there's a small trick that's nice to explain. Basically, if you mash the A button as you jump, you can get some very, very high wrap jumps. It's really cool to see if you watch the task. The task basically goes out of bounds and right on top of the mountains instead. It's been proven to be
Сейчас они
RT
говорят,
viable
что если бы
recently, but
ТАСС
very, very hard
это
to do.
показывал, то он бы мог машить кнопку А так быстро, что просто улетел бы на невероятную высоту и прошел бы все через АОБ.
I respect going this way, a little safer.
I was not going to risk it. It's a minute.
Он сейчас сохранился специально,
So this
чтобы не
is-
рисковать, потому что может потерять
Only
минуты.
intended to use the pickaxe items here. Thankfully, we can skip that.
Поэтому специально взял сейфпоинт.
That's why we actually pick up the idols, is to be able to use this breakdance. But this is not the way that spinners are intended to be beaten, and so this fight ends up being really janky. Especially when you add to that the pathing for these spinges is completely random, and sometimes hits just don't seem to register. This ends up killing
Like
a lot
this.
of runs. There's just a lot of RNGs.
Ну вот сейчас вот он отвечает, что это не то, как должен выглядеть этот бой в нормальном прохождении, но у нас нет альтернатив, поэтому приходится брейкдэнсить.
This is the infamous.
Oh, ah!
No.
No.
Infamous perfect phase that Ripper
Yeah.
mentioned in his $50 donation. Me and Ripper, I believe, are the only people who have done it in a live run. Very, very tight timing, and you have to
You had the time he got stuck in a punch.
You have to pre-fire the punch before he pops up. It's very tight, and that was almost cool.
Right, and now we go beat the game.
You made Ripper proud.
I did.
All right, next section, Penguin Nest, one of the most infamous sections, at least in any percent it is, because there's tons of penguins on ice. If you jump and miss one, they can triple hit you, send you into freezing water. Very, very easy kill. But thanks to Mayax, I believe, recently, who solved this level like 2 weeks ago by just going out of bounds like this, and you can run underneath everything.
One of my favorite tricks in the game, called, I think it's Jesus Walk or Jesus Harry, something like that, has not had an implication in any speedrun until 2 weeks ago. So I am very happy we finally got here.
And it's ironic that it's on one of the most infamous levels too.
Oh.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah, accidental ladder grab, but we'll see Harry loves hitting the ladder over his face.
Yeah, ladders are a little silly in this game. It's specifically climbing them too. We'll see in a bit.
Yeah. Here it's possible to hit both gas plants with a single TNT. Not really RT viable, but technically it's possible.
If you're the best
Yeah.
TNT thrower.
All right, this is a run back, so we have time for a couple more donations.
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to let you know that chat absolutely loves the breakdance move. It is just velocity spin.
So do we.
We have a $15 donation from the Blue 2. They say, good luck on the run, Bluepy. It's amazing to see this game at such a prestigious event. I really think this hidden gem has the potential to be one of the best games for speedrunning.
Heck yeah.
We have $5 from Pogboy saying, go Bloopy. We love GDQ, we love Pitfall. Bloopy is the GOAT. Boys are cheering you on from Pogboy and Relentless.
So right here, you're seeing us do a slightly different route. All NPCs in the game have a hitbox. If we manipulate the scorpions like this, we
Вот
can
сейчас он говорит о том, что у всех NPC в игре есть хитбокс, и если мы сманипулируем скорпионами немного, мы сможем на них запрыгнуть и пройти дальше.
Yeah, basically the main blocker of any percent. If we could get here without getting to TNT, we would save about 15 minutes. We are so close in so many ways. Like we can get.
Вот сейчас говорят, что если мы найдем способ забраться сюда без взрывчатки, вот ТНТшки, мы сэкономим 15 минут рано.
Good call, good call. All right. So the issue is not getting into St. Clair's excavation camp, it's getting out. This wall we just blew up.
Проблема не в том, как попасть внутрь. Проблема в том, как из него выбраться. То есть, если мы попадем внутрь, то мы не сможем выбраться. Поэтому пока что взрывчатка обязательно.
All right, so here, this is a sneak mission where you lose all your items, you have to get them back and be very
sneaky.
Yeah, very sneaky, right? Try not to be.
Don't get noticed. Be very quiet.
Don't make any noise.
I mean, I guess that works as well, you know. Yeah, no, but seriously, we just run in a straight line to the final room, clip through the wall, found by Bloopy, by the way, that's really cool. And here we only collect the torch and gas mask because they're, oh, by the way, there's a monkey in the cage. What we were saying earlier about keeping the monkey out of the camera when we're close, that's where it's important. So I was saying getting only the torch and the gas mask, they're not the, we could get out of here with less items, but they are simply the fastest ones, while still keeping a free spot for TNT. Remember what I said earlier? We don't have.
Вот сейчас он говорит о том, что у нас нет переключения предмета, поэтому предметы, которые мы собираем, сейчас идут в определенной последовательности, чтобы обязательно ставить четвертый слот под ТНТ.
And it's ironic how the last item we get here as well is also the TNT. It's like they knew it was so important.
It haunts me to this day in my nightmares and dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, so now it's just running straight to the final boss, so we have some more...
И сейчас мы просто напрямую бежим к финальному боссу.
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to mention our next run is Worms Reloaded by Malik. And we have a bid war up for choosing the worms' names. If you want the worm to be named Trans Pride, you're in that's currently in the lead. If you have an opinion other than Trans Pride and you want that to be
максимально
please go ahead and donate and let's see.
Быстро бежим.
You didn't do torch scab. You lose 3/4 of a second, man.
I'd rather be able to see.
Не сделал скип. Это потеря 3,5 секунд.
It's cool to see this level every once in a while.
Oh, and shout outs to the ladder. We climb on that rock just to save as much time as possible on this ladder.
Ladders are slow.
Yeah, he takes his time on that.
Yeah. Now it's pretty much just the backtrack of the century. You go through all the levels you've already gone through, and then we're coming across to a new one, which has been renovated pretty recently by Jay in those commentating with us.
Yeah, the final platforming level is coming up. It's Firebomb Tower.
You know, Jay just takes record, disappears for a few months. We finally get the record back. A few days later, it's gone again with new tricks and new strats.
Also, shout outs to the Coyote time. You see how long he can just run in midair? It's absurd. Coming up, like I mentioned, is the final platforming level, Firebomb Temple, or Tower. It used to be this long platforming level. There's these really janky towers that we used to have to blow up and then we could jump around. Now we're gonna jump really around them by climbing this wall.
Yeah. Bloopy is gonna try a very hard jump with a ton of Coyote time into it. All right, so let's see if we get it. That looks good. Oh, missed the jump.
It's not that big of a time loss. We actually get respawned right on the rock here.
Yeah, and there's a safer strat. But basically, we have to ride along the wall to get more ground time, then extend our cohesive time as much as possible and get a full high double jump out of it. It's really tight.
All right.
Yeah, so now we're going back to the very first fight in the game, except this time it's a little bit different. We've got all our items as well as our dash.
I've seen this before.
And the Jaguar's a little bit harder this time.
I've seen
So the fastest way to go through this fight is to just dash and punch in a circle. And as long as nothing breaks the cycle, this is the fastest way to go through it.
Nice recovery.
Nice.
Very good.
He also changes up his AI after a few hits too, so
Yeah.
you gotta adapt to it. And now final boss time.
Okay, this is the final boss. And
Наконец-то
I'm
финальный
coming up
босс.
on the last pillar hit to Pushka here. This is the final boss, Pushka, and the goal is to hit these pillars into Pushka as he's floating around. And then in between that, we have these ghosts that come up. Now, the thing with Pushka is he will always follow a set path in the beginning. So if we can hit him fast enough, we can keep him on that track and we can predict his movements. So as long as we're quick about it and we don't hit him too quickly in the beginning, we can get this fight done very quickly.
Yeah, and hopefully no soft lock. They really wanted to show off the Havoc's physics engine here.
In the story, Harry's like powered up.
All right.
Tom coming up here pretty quickly now.
I'm coming up.
Скоро будет время.
And time.
Все, изи.
Good stuff, man.
24-36. Почти your estimate.
Mistake, no death, no falling off.
Sadly, couldn't get ultra ski.
У этого тигра такое лицо было, или это леопард?
Yeah,
Нет,
thank you
леопард
for
пиздец.
GDQ for
Огонь.
inviting me and all of my buddies at
Все,
Pitfall.
дальше нас ждет
It's been a great
Worms
honor to be
Reloaded.
here and show off for you guys.
Ран,
Shout out
которого я
to the
ожидал.
Pitfall Discord server if anybody's interested. It's on our speedrun.com page.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I don't know if you mentioned it or if I just mentally skipped it, but it is, like, this year is the 20th anniversary of this game. So yeah, there's going to be some activities in the Discord, you know, if you want to join. It's not just for speedrunners, casual players, glitch hunters. If you just enjoy the game, come enjoy it with us.
And there's a lot of activity too. There's bingos. We have a bingo game. We have races. It's always active, so it's a great place to come and join.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for that amazing run.